in there, affects the throw, creates two incompletions.
The receiver did not pay attention to throw the ball in the process of the catch. Incomplete. Game over.
And that is it. The Raiders 31, the Chargers 26.
What's going on, Raider Nation? And welcome back to the Raider Critique. And man, I can tell you this. I think I almost got the score. I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but I do believe that I got pretty close. But, hey, man, it was lucky. I mean, what really can I say about it? Because, I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game, and it really was exactly how I knew it was going to be, which was a shootout. I mean, it didn't make any other sense for it to be any other way because both of our defenses are really lacking in certain areas, especially when it comes to defensive play calling and scheme. So we came up on the Chargers here by one score, but barely by the skin of our own chin. And it really was that way, as you could see with the last play of the game. That dude right there, which everybody was calling for it, man. Isaiah Johnson needed to be in the game. Now, it was a very sad turn of events on how he was able to come into the game because Trayvon Mullen went down with, I believe, a hamstring injury. And I believe that he's on the injury report coming up this next week as well. But hey, man, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, Raider Nation? We actually beat the Los Angeles Chargers 31-26. And, well, this is your post-game review for that game. So why don't we hop on over here into the stats. And yes, of course, I'm only going to be showing our team's stats, but Derek Carr went 13 of 23 for 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing, man. Rushing is what we did well this game. And even, the passing was good too. Let's just go over the stats here. Devontae Booker was our leading rusher with 8 carries, 68 yards, 1 touchdown, average 8.5 yards a carry. Josh Jacobs, 14 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown, average 4.6 yards a carry. Derek Carr, 2 rushes for 14 yards, 1 touchdown. 14 yards, 0 touchdowns, averaging 7 yards per carry. And one of those runs that Derek Carr did, man, he was looking like the Derek Carr from 2016, running and diving headfirst over some Chargers to get the first down. Man, it was great. Receiving, which, I don't have to move over yet. Hunter Renfrow, 2 receptions, 60 yards on 3 targets. Now, one of those targets, Derek Carr actually rolled out, extended the play, threw the ball on the run after he told Renfrow to go even deeper, and he hit him right on the money. This Derek Carr that we are seeing this year is probably the best Derek Carr that the NFL has seen in his entire career. Nelson Aguilar, 2 receptions, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. We went deep to him again, and if you go look at the highlights on NFL.com, you will see that pass if in case you guys missed it. I don't know. I don't see how you could miss it. Darren Waller had 5 receptions for 22 yards, 1 touchdown. He was targeted 10 times. That means he had 5 drops. But I'll tell you what, the touchdown catch, man, he showed very good poise and showed really good hands on that catch. Jalen Richard, 1 reception for 19 yards. Alec Ingold, who get well soon, buddy. He went out with a rib injury. 1 reception for 6 yards. Josh Jacobs, 1 for 3 yards. Jason Witten had a reception for no yards. And then Henry Ruggs was goose eggs across the board. He was targeted 3 times. So we go over here to the fumbles and whatnot. Derek Carr had a fumble that he lost, and that was toward the end of the first half. And that's when the Chargers went ahead and went up on us 17-14. This first half of this game did not look very good at all for Derek Carr. I believe he only had 44 yards passing, but he started coming into his own into the second half. So now we're going to go down here to what they list as interceptions, but I'll call this pass deflections. Carl Nassib had a pass deflection. Morrow had a pass deflection. Isaiah Johnson with 2 key plays. One at the ending of the game and then one at the play right before the end of the game that he broke up. And then not to mention, there was a couple other plays he had in there also. That of course it doesn't come up on the stat sheet here. And then Jonathan Abram had 1 pass deflection. Oh, that's special teams. Let's go back to defense. So defense here is Nick Kwiatkowski, 10 tackles, 3 assists. Now, of course, when you really look at all of this, we had 1 sack by Nassib, 1 sack by Crosby. But we are pressuring the quarterback, guys. We really are. Nick Kwiatkowski obviously was our best tackler with 10 tackles and 3 assists, followed by LaMarcus Joyner with 6 tackles, 6 assists. Corey Littleton, 5 tackles, 3 assists. Jonathan Abram, 5 tackles, 2 assists. Jonathan Hankins, 3 tackles, 1 assist. Isaiah Johnson, 3 tackles, 3 assists. Nevin Lawson, 2 tackles, 1 assist, and so on and so forth for our defense. Don't want to totally go and get all up into our defense, but they did give up 26 points. So of course it's not going to look real good on the stat sheet. We're going to go ahead and go to special teams now. Kicking, Daniel Carlson has been absolute gold. 1 for 1 on field goals. It was a 31-yarder and 4 for 4 on extra points, man. The dude has been lights out. Just like I've said before, man. Lights out, man, for DC2. And then we've got A.J. Cole, who had 4 punts, 37.5 average. 2 of those were inside the 20, and his long was 45. Jalen Richard on kickoff return. See, I dig that we have Jalen Richard returning kicks. It was 2 returns for 38 yards. 44 was his long. Now, Hunter Renfrow had 2 returns for 12.5 yards on average, 13 long. Now, I don't understand why we have Renfrow running back punts, man. We need to have Jalen Richard doing both. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. Now, like I was saying before, our defense didn't do all that great. They did just enough to hold this team where we needed him to be, where we needed all of our players to be. There was still spots, just giving up long third downs and not capitalizing, and if it wasn't for this guy right here on the last drive of this game, we more than likely would not be sitting here at 5-3. it was, I'm not going to call it lucky because I don't believe it was lucky. It was definite skill. It was, we needed to bring the right corner in at the right time. And we knew they were going to try to attack Isaiah Johnson. And I'm pretty sure Isaiah Johnson knew they were going to try to attack him too. And he rose to the occasion, and that's why he is my player of the game. Now, a lot of other broadcasters have already proclaimed this man as player of the game, and I'm not pulling off of anybody. I've been working on this video and messing around with all this stuff and trying to get it figured out for the last 4.5 days, and this guy right here, hands down, watching that game, this was my player of the game. Not to mention, everybody in the Raider Nation has been calling for this dude to come in here and play. It's just a sad circumstance on why he had to come in here and play. So, kudos to Isaiah Johnson. I hope we see more of Isaiah Johnson in the future to come in here, especially even after we get Mullen back and our other rookie corner, which right now I can't even think of his name, but it'll come to me later. I really wasn't prepared to talk about the cornerback situation, but because there's something else that popped on in here right as soon as I was making this video, I got some more news on my phone. So, just kind of got jambalaya head over here, man. Sorry, it's just it is what it is. But with the defense playing as mediocre as they've been playing, because we don't have the best stats defensively. I do believe that we are 31st in sacks with 9 total sacks. It doesn't look good on the pass rush situation, even though we are starting to develop some type of pass rush and quarterback hurries the last couple of games. We really need to start evaluating this position for next season. This coordinator position. I hope, because to be honest with you, I'm tired of changing coordinators. I'm tired of changing coaches. I'm literally tired of changing players on the team, trying to rebuild, restructure, you name it. We've been doing it the past 17 years. Sorry about that. I would like to see some stability in the coaching regime. I would like to see, some continuity with the coaches. I want to see something go on to where this guy right here ends up being, say, a defensive coordinator to a defense who attends a Super Bowl. Now, I've been giving this guy a lot of flack lately. You guys hear me on Murph's Fan Cave all the time, especially, I'll be running my mouth just about as much as Raider Roo on Paul Guenther, because it's not that I really hate the man. I don't hate the man, but I hate his scheme. To me, it seems like every offense knows what they're going to do against his scheme. And it's really, literally, and also like player positions. We've got Cleveland Farrell playing on the inside, which happens to be a good thing. But then we've got LaMarcus Joyner playing as the slot corner, which every time he gets moved to safety, he plays lights out. He went to the Pro Bowl by being a safety. And Guenther, it's like almost Guenther, like he refuses to put him at the best position that he is well known for, which is safety. Could you imagine Joyner and Abram as our safeties? And then having Mullen and Arnett, hey, I remembered his name, and have Arnett along with, say, Isaiah Johnson on the inside? I mean, that would be a much better secondary, at least line-up-wise, than what Paul Guenther has got going on right now with our defense. So, hey, Paul, I'm sorry for talking so much smack about you. I really want you to succeed here. And it's going to be, an uphill battle, but you are showing some type of improvement, but it's still not good enough, Paul. It really isn't. We need to be able to make key stops all the time, not just in some games. And I hope you can prove me wrong. I really do. So now we're going to go into the Week 10 preview against the Broncos. We've got them at home, But before we even get into that, well, no, I'll wait till the end before I announce that and talk about that. But let's just go ahead and get into the Week 10 preview here. This game right here, I'm expecting for us to make this more of a spaced out game when it comes score-wise. Not as close as we played the Chargers. Now, I know we always play the Chargers real close, and even when it comes to division games, this is what we always have to deal with, because all these teams are pretty good. I would say that we have one of the hardest, if not the hardest, division in the NFL, because we all play really hard, and we all hit hard, and it's the AFC West mentality. We have the defending Super Bowl champions in our division, which, by the way, we beat. And we're going to have to beat them again next week after this game. But we can't be looking past the Broncos to go and see the Queefs. This Broncos team beat us Week 17 last season. And I hear a lot of people talking smack about their quarterback, Drew Lock. And, hey, Drew Lock lit us up last time he played us. So, we can't take this game lightly either. They do have some injuries. Von Miller is not going to be there. Our whole offensive line is completely jacked up. And kudos to Tom Cable, who has made our second string and our third string linemen play like first string linemen, man. And that is absolutely awesome. If there's an MVP of the season or a coach or coordinator of the year, Tom Cable has got to be it, because he has been working with the second and third string guys, and it's almost like it doesn't matter who we got in there. He's even made Brandon Parker better, and that's awesome, man. I'm honestly not worried. It doesn't even look like Derek Carr is worried about who is in the game at the line, because he knows he's going to be good, because those guys block very, very well. And it just shows that we do have the number one offensive line coach in the NFL, man. He has done an excellent job. But still, they are second stringers and third stringers. They still have Bradley Chubb, even though Von Miller is hurt. So we got to make sure that we keep Derek Carr a nice clean pocket, or at least 2 to 3 seconds to throw the football to where he can find all of these weapons that we have on offense. And yes, it's going to have to be like last week. Our offense is going to have to score, because we can't let up, because we can't trust our defense enough to keep these guys up underneath 30 points. We just need to expect that we're going to have to score until we can't score anymore. That's the bottom line. We can't be sitting there letting A.J. Cole get 4 punts. We need to limit A.J. Cole to like 2 punts a game. And then the rest of those drives need to be scoring drives. So, I expect, and what I'm hoping for, man, what I'm really hoping for is that we come away with this game 42-24. I'm hoping that we put it on them just like that, because if we can put it on them just like that, that's going to get a huge momentum boost for this football team, having to host again at our beautiful multi-billion-dollar stadium the Kansas City Queefs, which in all honesty, I want to sweep those guys this year. But we got to get through the Broncos first, and I'm hoping that the score remotely looks something like this. But you're sitting there thinking, well, critique, how do you expect us to sit there and keep scoring 42 points, 35 points to keep beating these teams? Because I'm expecting these two guys right here to have an absolute field day like they did on the Chargers last week. Devontae Booker is going back to Denver for the first time since he was let go. And he came over here. He wasn't doing very, very well for the Broncos over there. It looked like that he was done being over there and just really didn't fit what they were trying to do. But once he got over here to the Raiders, you look at this guy. This is a two-headed monster paired up with Josh Jacobs. This is probably the best lineup that we've had for dual backs since Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, Tyrone Wheatley, and Napoleon McCullough, or Napoleon Kaufman. I mean, this is a very, very, very good setup. Good 1-2 punch from our backfield. And not to mention, we can also hand the ball off to the wide receivers who are nice and speedy too. But I'm expecting these guys to put us up over the top. I'm hoping that they sit there and they rack up a ton of yards. They score a few touchdowns, maybe 1-2 touchdowns apiece. And by doing that, we control the time of possession. Keep their offense off the field and keep our offense on the field scoring points, making them go 3 and out, man. That's how we're going to get to that 42-24 victory. No joke about that one, man. And that's what I'm really hoping for. That's what I really would like, but it is what it is. We'll see if we can even get to that point, man. Because I do think that these next two games are must-wins, just like I was saying last week. These are games that we have to win. We have to sweep the division. Because if we sweep the division, we go 8-0 in division games. Absolutely no reason why we will not be in the talk to go to the playoffs. Like I said, and we all know they added an extra spot in the playoffs this year. It's 7 teams per side, and they even talked about doing 8 teams per side, and they're actually voting on that now. And I got that information via Locked On Raiders by your boy Q. I'm not trying to shout out any other podcast, but, if I've got to, Murph's Fan Cave, Watch Raider, Mikey Raider on Air Nation. You've got Behind the Eye Patch, the Pillaging Podcast, Raider Cody, Mojo Raider, the Raider Ben. There's so many Raiders podcasters out there. Raider Bear on Facebook, which, hey, I like that guy too, man. It's just, there's so many podcasters out there and so many talk shows when it comes to the Raiders. Raider Homer, talking with super fans. It's a wonderful family to be a part of. And, hey, I'm just a small fish in a big ocean, man. And I just enjoy doing this stuff for y'all. Giving you guys another video to go along with everybody else who's posted up, like Samoan Raider and, everybody knows, man, there's just so many Raiders podcasters out there. By the way, if you don't know who half of the guys were, go look them up on YouTube, man. Go look them up on Spotify. They're all there. Google, wherever you guys get your podcast from. But I just wanted to come out here and get this video done for you, and I'm hoping that we win on Sunday. So, man, that was a hell of a game on Sunday. And hopefully we can make it to where it's less of a heart attack and less of an anxiety feeling when playing these Broncos this week. So until this game is up and, I'm going to go ahead and hop on out of here because it is time. Work's going to be a very long day tomorrow. It's going to be Friday, and I already know that I've got a bunch in store for me. So I'm going to have to get on out of here to where I can go ahead and utilize this bed behind me and pass out so I can actually be worth a damn tomorrow at work. But until then, Raider Nation, man, take care of your families, take care of yourself, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, wear your masks in stores, and it's always, y'all, Raider Nation for life, babe.